Good evening and welcome to this special Thanksgiving Day episode of Pickup Lines. It is the talk show in a car, and we'll hop in just a little bit. But on this special day, we are highlighting two local leaders who took very different paths to become key figures in two of the most iconic food brands in San Antonio. In the next half hour, I'll visit with the corporate chef at Whataburger as they celebrate their 75th anniversary in 2025. But first up, a candid conversation with the CEO of Bill Miller Barbecue, another company that dates back to the early 1950s and is currently headquartered in this brand new building here on San Antonio's far west side. Well, hello there. Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome into another episode, a special episode of Pickup Lines. It is the talk show in a car. And yes, we work holidays. Much like this man right here, our guest today is the CEO of Bill Miller Barbecue, Jim Guy Egbert. It's a pleasure to see you, by the way. Thank you so much.
Ernie, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
I think you're the first Jim Guy I've ever met in my entire life.
There was one political person in Arkansas, I was told decades ago, with the same name, but no, you don't run into that name very often.
So to be clear, like you go by Jim Guy, or it's not just Jim or JG or anything like that?
I go by Jim Guy. Jim is my first name, Guy is my middle name, and then Egbert's my last name. And my parents gave me that name. It is a family name, if you can believe that. I'm named after a great uncle, and but I've always gone by my first and middle name, Jim Guy.
I love it, and it's very easily memorable,
sure,
and recognizable.
Yeah,
and I may never meet another one again. So
very unique.
We're sitting here in the parking lot of the brand new headquarters. It's still got that new headquarters smell and feel and everything.
It does. We're still breaking it in. Yeah.
There's literally work happening around us right now, and it's just a phenomenal facility. It must feel great to finally be here.
It does. It's been a long time coming, decades in the making, really.
Yeah.
And as we outgrew the downtown location that we had, we knew we needed to provide for the growth, continued growth of Bill Miller's in San Antonio and other surrounding areas. And so we've been working on the planning side of this, and finally the implementation side of this, the construction side starting during COVID, which we know what happened there.
Yeah.
Took a lot longer than we thought, but we're finally here and we're able to serve our new stores out of this new facility we're excited about.
We'll get into the Thanksgiving. The numbers are pretty staggering, by the way, on what they're doing in this facility here, especially during the Thanksgiving holiday. But I typically like to start at the beginning and work my way forward. So you are a San Antonio native.
I am, born and raised.
Tell me about your childhood. I know you went to Churchill High School.
Yes, sir.
But early years, what kind of kid were you?
Born and raised here in San Antonio, as you mentioned. My mom was a PE teacher here in San Antonio. My grandmother was a school teacher in San Antonio in the Southside Independent School District as well. So yeah, as youngest of three kids, my parents had three. I had two older siblings.
Yeah.
A pretty active kid. Love the outdoors.
You still do?
Yeah, absolutely. Still love the outdoors. Love to fish. Love to hunt. Anything outside gets me excited.
Right.
My dad is a rancher on the weekends. My grandfather was a rancher, so I spent summer times with him, going to check on his cattle, either in the feedlot or the cow-calf operations, and visiting all of South Texas's best barbecue stands. That's kind of where I cut my teeth on being introduced to the barbecue world.
And little did you know how much that would pay off.
Had no idea that would inevitably kind of pave the way to be in the barbecue side of where I'm doing right now. So yeah, I was blessed childhood. I had two wonderful parents who were God-fearing Christian people who loved their kids, loved each other. And I was raised in a wonderful household.
Fantastic.
And had great mentorship.
Fantastic.
Sure.
Are your parents still around?
We lost my mom about 8 years ago.
Okay.
We lost her to Alzheimer's. My dad's still around. He still lives in the house that I was raised in, so he's still here local. My siblings are here and their families are here. So I've got a lot of family that are still tied to San Antonio.
Fantastic stuff. Okay. So I heard you were kind of business inclined at a very young age. One of your first jobs was mowing lawns.
Absolutely. Yeah. So in our house, you worked. No matter what, you worked. And I was very active in sports, played football, baseball, basketball, track, wrestled, did all the things. But we always were expected to contribute into work, whether that being mowing our own yard, mowing yards in the neighborhood as a summer job. And I always had an interest in real estate that started very young. I would look at the classifieds in the San Antonio Express News and cut out classifieds of really ranch real estate mostly. But I would cut stuff out that I thought was fascinating. And of course, we didn't.
How old are you when you're doing this?
This is middle school. So this is 7th,
really?
8th grade. Yeah.
Okay.
So I would take stuff to my dad and say, Dad, what look at this place. Of course, again, we couldn't afford it, so it didn't matter what it was. But I would get excited about it, and I'd keep it. And I'd keep it in drawers in my room. And that led to ultimately, as I pursued my degree at Texas A&M, I always loved the real estate side of things.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of something that piqued my interest and really introduced me to the Bill Miller family and the Bill Miller barbecue side.
Yeah, and that's essentially how you worked your way into becoming CEO, which we'll get to again in a little bit. But so you go to Churchill.
Yes, sir.
Were you a student athlete, or what kind of Charger were you?
Yeah, so I was a student athlete. I was very active in football and baseball, and I did track and wrestling early on. But really, the football and baseball coaches wanted me focused on those two, and so I was, active. I was captain of both football and baseball team.
And the rest is history, as they say.
That's right.
So you went to, because I went to A&M for a little while. I tried to do journalism over there, but A&M's obviously an agriculture, engineering school, and very good at that. But did you ultimately graduate in real estate, or?
No, I graduated with agriculture economics degree from Texas A&M.
Okay.
And in the School of Ag, obviously on West Campus, with a business influence as well. And so that's what, which again, not knowing I was going to ultimately be in the restaurant retail side, that really did lend itself to what I'm doing today. So I'm really excited about that.
Okay. So you ended up finishing at A&M and everything. And I know you went into the corporate world. You worked at AT&T at one point.
Yes, sir.
What were you doing there? And did you anticipate that you could just make that a career?
It was a great job. Back then, AT&T, Southwestern Bell, SBC. Back in the day, headquartered here in San Antonio, as you probably remember. They were recruiting pretty heavily. And so I hired into a management training program. You spend a year in one role, and then after a year, they get you another diverse set of experiences in another role.
Right.
And so I did that for several years. Great job. Again, great company, well-respected company, learned a lot.
Yeah.
I supervised outside techs. I was on the construction and engineering side. I did internal audits. I had a very varied background of experiences there. And in the midst of all that, it's really, I couldn't get rid of this real estate itch that I still had. I still had that desire to try to somehow get into real estate.
Okay. How did Bill Miller Barbecue enter your life?
So really my first biggest client that I met once I got into the real estate world was the Bill Miller family, Bill Miller Barbecue, and then the individual family members.
And you were doing exclusively commercial real estate?
Doing exclusively commercial real estate for any kind of multitude of commercial developments, whether it be residential, retail, hospital work, medical work, school district work. And obviously the retail side of that led me to the Bill Miller side, is finding sites for new stores. So buying and selling sites in San Antonio, Austin, and Corpus Christi, and the surrounding markets.
Right.
And that's how I got introduced to the Miller family.
So this is in the early 2000s again. Were there, a few dozen stores back then?
No, there was, at this point in time, there was probably around 65 stores.
Okay.
Yeah, 65 stores, somewhere 65 to 70 stores when I first got introduced to them. And I handled real estate with them and my previous real estate partner, Eldon Wilson. We handled their account. When I was there for about 10 years, about 9 years.
Yeah. And now there's 74?
There's 74 Bill Millers. There's 6 Laguna Madres.
Okay, very good. And so you're scouting locations, and I mean, back then, obviously, the geography was different.
For sure.
The climate was different. Everything was different. What do you remember about that time in terms of, like, without giving too much away, I mean, what are you looking for when you're scouting a location for a new Bill Miller barbecue?
Visibility, access, location, and ease of access is critically important, and location, right? Location. The Miller family is very, very well versed at finding great sites that are on the growth corridors of San Antonio and other markets.
Right.
They've been known for that for years. So I kind of came in with this mentality of intentionality of doing demographic research to find out what's the best site, where's the most traffic patterns and traffic counts and so forth. And a lot of it just came down to gut feel. If you go on the growth corridors of San Antonio, on the major thoroughfares, major intersections, and we're not there, we probably want to be there. And so the Miller family used that as kind of a guiding light of how we expanded the model in San Antonio.
That's got to be so tricky, though, because 25 years ago, I mean, 1604, all the construction hadn't really happened, and you have to anticipate the growth, the expansion, the construction, the development. So I can't even imagine what that's like.
Well, 25 years ago, look outside 1604. Those were still a lot of ranches out there with cattle grazing.
Way out of town.
Way out of town. Yeah. No, you didn't go outside 1604. It was a 2-lane road that my parents didn't let me drive on when I was 16 years old because it was too dangerous. Right. That's totally changed now. And to predict how that would have changed back then, I couldn't have done it. But at the same time, when we were doing real estate, if you drive out 281 past 1604 and you look at where the intersections are along 46 or Stone Oak Parkway, or out west on the west side of town, and that growth out there, it doesn't take rocket science to figure out where people want to live because it's San Antonio is a desirable spot. So finding the major intersections along those corridors was what we did. Got it.
Very good. Okay. Well, he clearly did something right, which eventually led to him becoming CEO. We're going to take a break here. Let him, wet his whistle, if you will. We'll come back here on this Thanksgiving and the special pickup lines with Jim Guy Egbert, the CEO of Bill Miller Barbecue. Don't go away. Coming up, find out just how much food Bill Miller Barbecue produces in this state-of-the-art headquarters, their bold expansion plans, and why Jim Guy left a successful real estate career to run this company. Back on this Thanksgiving special Pickup Lines with Jim Guy Egbert, the CEO of Bill Miller Barbecue. As you might imagine, Thanksgiving week, heck, the whole month of November is probably huge for you guys.
It is.
I wonder, on Thanksgiving Day, are you actually going to get to relax today?
So we will still be open Thanksgiving morning till 11 a.m. at all of our stores. And I will be in stores just like the rest of our team.
Right.
Making sure orders are going out properly, making sure customers are being thanked for their business and being told Happy Thanksgiving. And at 11 o'clock, I plan on being able to get home with my family and enjoy Thanksgiving as well.
Who cooks at your house?
My wife cooks, of course. My extended family with my sister-in-laws and mother-in-law and my sister cook. So we all chip in a little bit on Thanksgiving.
Okay. I didn't know if you showed up with sides and everything. Just,
I will certainly, to make
pies.
sure that I get my leftovers afterwards, I'll make sure to bring extra pies and extra turkey from Bill Miller's, because we do like to take that home with us and eventually go to the ranch after our Thanksgiving meal and just kind of relax and unplug for a little bit.
Fantastic. And of course, Aggies will be playing and everything. There's a big
game on that Friday.
Game. Yeah. Okay. Full disclosure, I had a chance to tour this facility recently, and I was like a kid in a candy store, if you will. But you were firing off some of the numbers and everything in terms of production, what you guys do in a typical day, and then, of course, Thanksgiving is different. Sure. What are some of the highlights in terms of what you guys will produce here?
Sure. It's fascinating kind of if you look at the volumes of what we produce out of this new plant and what our employees are able to do every day. During the holiday season of November and December, we will cook and produce and sell over 150,000 pounds of turkey breast. During the Thanksgiving season, we'll have 70 to 80,000 fresh-made, homemade pies come out of our bakery to our customers in San Antonio and the markets we serve. We'll go through 15 to 18,000 birds, either toms or hens, during that process as well. And the amount of sides with our cornbread dressing, of course, and our gravy and all of our other wonderful sides we produce here. We serve a lot of households in this market, and we're really, really proud of it. And I hope everybody knows this. Bill Miller's name is synonymous with Thanksgiving meals because it's been around a long time far as our service to that industry.
Was it 70 plus years now, right?
70 plus years, founded in 1953, and so we're coming up on almost 75 years.
Unbelievable stuff. I know one thing that you take a lot of pride in is the quality and the fact, like, this facility is obviously by the San Antonio Food Bank off of 151. And so there's a race to make the food here and get it out to the stores and keep it fresh. So you can only go so far.
We can only go so far with our delivery trucks because we produce every single day, 7 days a week. We have 3 shifts that produce here at our commissary and in our bakery. And the food that we're making today will go out tomorrow morning on a truck to all of our stores to service those stores.
Right. Okay. It's amazing. And you work, again, 365 days a year, somebody's here.
Somebody's here.
Yeah.
For sure. Christmas Day, we're closed half a day, but some folks come in that evening to produce for the next day. The same thing on Easter, the same thing on Thanksgiving as well.
Pretty remarkable. All right. I do love the story about how you came into the job because this was about 2017?
About 2016 when I accepted it.
2016, you were doing your real estate thing, scouting locations, finding properties all over this part of the state, if you will.
Sure.
And Mr. Miller, who I met the other day, Bayless Miller, is he the oldest son, by the way?
He's the oldest son. He's the oldest child of Bill and Alice Miller,
who obviously founded the company and everything. But he had put in decades of service.
Over 50 years.
Over 50 years, and the family came to him and said, Bayless, it's time for you to start thinking about the next chapter.
Sure. You know, as I stated earlier, in my relationship with the Miller family started when I was looking for sites for them, handling the real estate. And so over almost a 10-year period, that relationship grew. And one of those weekly meetings I had with Mr. Miller, he called me to asked me to meet him at one of the store locations. Right. And I thought it was a real estate meeting.
Yeah.
It turned out it wasn't. It was a lot more than that. And that's where he had shared the desire for him to slow down and to be able to find somebody that could come in and replace him eventually. And that my name kept coming up in that conversation. And so that initiated the conversation. By no means was the opportunity offered to me or did I accept it at that point. That was just the start of a months-long conversation.
When that happened, was that completely out of left field, or did you even selfishly did you think, well, you know what, it'd be nice one day.
Yeah,
I could run this place.
That was not on the bingo table at all.
It was a bingo card.
No, that was not. I had dreamt of being in real estate. That was really my lifelong goal. My wife and I had talked about that for a long time. Loved being in real estate.
Right.
Had a very fulfilling career. Had not worked in the restaurant or retail industry for that matter. And so it was not in the cards that I thought I was playing with at that point. And so it was out of left field. I wasn't ready for it.
Was it an easy decision to make? I know you didn't do it immediately. It took some time. But
Sure.
but when they actually offered it to you, was this a no-brainer for you?
It's a no-brainer to look at the culture of this company and to respect it and to want to be a part of that. When you grow up in San Antonio, Bill Miller's is synonymous with San Antonio.
Right.
So I knew it as a household name. We were frequent customers there. The people that worked there worked really hard, but I wasn't immediately drawn to say yes. I had to talk to my wife about it because, again, I was considering leaving something that I really loved. And I'll be honest with you, Ernie, my wife and I talked about it for months and we prayed about it together. And it was a difficult decision because I was leaving something that I loved for something that was a risk. But I knew the company culture and the respect of the company that I was considering working for was something that I couldn't turn away from.
Right. So this played out over months, and I know you said the fact that you had hoped for unanimous support from the board because you wanted everybody to be on the same page.
For sure. This is a family business.
Right.
And I'm not part of the Miller family. And so if I was going to say yes to this and I wanted to start at something that I had 100% support from the family.
Yeah, fair enough. I just ran into one of the receptionists at the front desk, been with the company 39 years.
Right.
There's a lot of that here.
A lot of that. There's a lot of tenure. And that speaks, again, back to that culture I referred to. People work really hard when you work for Bill Miller Barbecue, but you're treated really well. And you're respected, and that loyalty lasts and it persists. And ultimately, that attracts more people, more talent to come work for us and stay with us.
Right. So obviously, you've just, are you at liberty to say how much this place costs?
I'm not. I can tell you the square footage, but I better not talk about how much it costs. But
was it
335,000 square feet.
Okay. A lot of money. I know the idea is there are some pretty bold, aggressive expansion plans. You said there's 74 Bill Miller locations right now.
Correct.
And you are not done by any means.
By any means. The family wants to grow the business. They're comfortable with the direction that we're heading. We've been well received with all of our new store openings. So every new market that we go into, the stores are doing well. So we'd like to be able to continue adding at least 2, maybe more stores per year, as growth is allowed by the capital that we have in order to grow the business. So we want to be methodical and conservative about how we grow, but the end of the day, we have the leaders in place. We have a great a training program to develop those people. And so we want to grow in the markets. And South Texas is growing. South and Central Texas is growing. Across the country, there's some markets that are not. So we are blessed to live in a market that people want to live and grow their families. So we want to grow with that residential growth.
But still within that kind of 3-hour radius?
You get outside of 3 hours from our commissary and we can't serve that with our concept, with our commissary concept. So when you look at a 3-hour windshield time from San Antonio, you can get all the way up to Waco, Temple, Killeen.
Right.
You can get to Bryan College Station. You can get east over to Katy, Texas as well. And a little bit further northwest, San Angelo, and maybe even Del Rio, which you said you spent some time there.
My parents grew up there, yeah. And
okay.
then Victoria, I've already been lobbying Victoria to get him over there. But I mean, Victoria has Uncle Mutt's Barbecue. I mean, there's so many, as you know, iconic barbecue places.
Sure.
But you still feel like at this time you can still compete with all of those.
Absolutely, we have the platform to be consistent in every market we serve because we have this commissary. We have the value proposition because we are able to control a lot of costs.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the quality of our food speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And so I think that's well received when we go to new markets.
Okay. See, now I'm getting hungry and everything. Okay. We're going to take one more break here, a couple more minutes with Jim Guy Egbert. Just a fascinating conversation with the CEO of Bill Miller Barbecue on this Thanksgiving. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Up next, how long does Jim Guy plan to stick around as CEO? And can you guess how much of their signature iced tea Bill Miller Barbecue sells in a single year? The answer might actually surprise you. All right, a couple more minutes on this Thanksgiving with Jim Guy Egbert, the CEO of Bill Miller Barbecue. I think we are of similar age.
We're young. We're young.
Yeah, we're young. Well, because we're fueled by Bill Miller, right? How long? I mean, is this something where this is where you could retire and this is it?
I took this job thinking that I will work at the request of the family for as long as they want me to. I love the challenge. It's a daily challenge. The landscape changes all the time.
Right.
The challenges change all the time, but I love what I do. And I love the interface with the people that we have, the employees we have, the customers we have. And I'm energized by it every single day. So I'm excited about coming to work. So as long as that feeling's there, I want to stick around and keep working.
What's your favorite item on the menu?
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Well, golly. I guess since it's Thanksgiving, let's just say dinner.
So Brisket is my favorite. Obviously during the Thanksgiving season, if we're talking about a holiday item, our turkey is as good as it gets. It's juicy. The dressing is fantastic. When it comes to desserts, our pecan pie and our pumpkin pie are my two favorites personally. If you want to talk about breakfast item, we have the best carne asada tacos that I've ever tasted. And it's the quality of the ingredients, and the quality of the meat, and the quality of the spice pack that we put into it.
Yeah.
And I love our carne asada tacos.
Okay.
Sure.
I guess it would make sense to end on the iconic tea, because that's something that, I don't know if it's the most popular thing or the most closely associated thing with Bill Miller, but it's got to be up there.
It is up there. When people talk about Bill Miller's, normally in the first sentence, you'll hear about our tea. And I mentioned to you the other day, we sell almost 30,000 servings of tea a year at all of our restaurants. Our tea is famous. Sweet tea is famous.
Wait, you said 30,000.
30 million.
I was just saying, no. I want to say that again. 30 million of the 32 ounce
32 ounce servings of tea.
30 million.
30 million. It'll be close to 30 million this year. Oh, man. Yeah. And so we are well known for our tea. I am a quality connoisseur when it comes to tea.
Right.
I start drinking it in the morning. I don't stop drinking it until I get home, and then I switch to water. But we have a lot of aficionados that love our tea, and we're very proud of it.
And we're both unsweet. I know we're in the minority, because even your mascot is named Sweetie.
Our mascot's named Sweetie. The majority of San Antonio drinks sweet tea.
Yeah.
I'm an unsweet tea guy.
Oh, I could go on and on and on, but you've got stuff to get to. We have food to eat as well. But listen, I wish you and your family a fantastic holiday season, and thank you so much for your generosity and your hospitality and sharing some time.
Thank you for your time, and happy Thanksgiving.
All the best. There he is, Jim Guy Egbert, the CEO of Bill Miller Barbecue, and an unsweet tea connoisseur just like me. The way it should be, correct?
That's right. That's right.
Very good.
You got it.
We'll have more pickup lines on this special Thanksgiving Day episode coming up in just a little bit. Don't go away. We continue on this special Thanksgiving Day episode of Pickup Lines, and from one iconic brand to another, we are here outside the spacious Whataburger headquarters along 281 with the corporate chef, the head corporate chef of Whataburger, Chef James Sanchez, who is a local product. You are from San Antonio.
South Side.
Born and bred.
All the way.
From the South Side. First of all, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I should mention, Whataburger is, not everybody's open on Thanksgiving, but you guys are.
We are, yeah. We've got some dedicated family members that, just want to serve.
And when you say family members, you refer to the employees as family members.
That's what we call ourselves here. Our colleagues, our work colleagues are all family members. So
that's fantastic. You have held some pretty cool jobs in other food brands, if you will, but you've been with Whataburger how long?
I've been with Whataburger for nearly 8 years.
Okay.
So I've been here for 8 years. I worked for a regional burrito chain before that. I've had a pretty good career.
You've done well. Okay. But you're wearing the company colors here today.
It's every day.
And like I was saying, if the burger thing doesn't work out, Whataburger does a pretty good job with the swag.
I could be a model.
Maybe this will be your launching pad here. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I typically like to start kind of early in life and work our way up to present day. And so I'm curious, growing up on the south side of San Antonio, what that was like for you. What kind of kid were you, and what do you remember about South San Antonio back in the day?
It was a lot. There was a lot going on. Everybody hung out on Military Drive, and I led a pretty great life. My father sold groceries to restaurants, so I was kind of destined to get into the restaurant business at some point. So everything in South San was, we all kind of hung out in the same neighborhood. I played sports, baseball, football. Met the girl of my dreams in 9th grade. I don't think she figured that out that until like 11th grade that we liked each other. So we've been married since we were 19 or 20.
You're kidding. You met your wife.
I met
you
my
were
wife,
a freshman.
14. Yeah. I saw her walk into biology class and she thought I was nuts and didn't like me until maybe later.
As long as she doesn't think you're nuts now.
She still does.
That's fantastic. Wow, so that's interesting. So, like a middle class family, were there any struggles at all, or
middle class for the most part?
Yeah.
I mean, my father, had a good living, but as a kid, he worked for my grandfather's produce business. And, he picked tomatoes and went around the country, Indiana and so on. We kind of followed that lifestyle of picking vegetables and so on. So he did well to keep us in middle class and above. So.
And what point did they recruit you to join the family operation?
Through a week after high school.
Oh,
we had such a good life. We had an in-ground pool, so it was a good life.
Hey,
right?
Okay.
So I was in the in-ground pool, backyard, and I was swimming. It was a week later, and after high school graduation, and my dad's friend was having over for barbecue, and he had lost his dishwasher, and my dad pointed and he said, he found him. He's right there. So he volunteered me to go wash dishes.
Manual labor.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
I get it. And the rest is history. All right. So stocking shelves or picking produce, washing dishes is one thing.
Yeah.
But you obviously, I mean, you're a chef. So were you cooking? Were you in the kitchen at an early age?
17, I started cooking. That was my first job at 17.
But at home, did you cook as a kid?
No, actually, like I said, my dad sold groceries, so I would follow him and hang out. So I would watch him sell groceries in the back of these restaurants, and I was just intrigued by the toque, the white chef hat.
Sure.
The tall hat, the really nice apron, and the button down, the double-breasted button down chef jackets. And I had this, I was just intrigued by it.
Right.
I didn't really figure it out. And he steered me away from doing that as much as possible until he committed me to be the dishwasher. Really, I thought originally I was like, I'm going to be a dishwasher so I can do what he does and sell groceries and have the same life. But as I fell into the kitchen, it was electric. Like the movement, the clanking, the volume of business just intrigued the heck out of me.
Yeah.
And it just made me want to continue to figure that out.
Yeah. And so you finish, and I saw you went to CIA, and I thought, oh, okay, he stayed here in San Antonio, went to the Culinary Institute of America. But no, you went to the other one.
Yeah, back then in the 90s, I went to school in 1992.
Yes.
So
CIA wasn't here yet.
CIA was not here, right? So the only school back then was in Hyde Park, New York. I had worked a number of years downtown at a bunch of different places. And at some point, I ran into somebody who was a CIA alum. And after some tough love, back then it was okay to give you some really tough love in the kitchens. And so,
Gordon Ramsay type stuff that we see on TV
that
now?
and more.
Did Johnny Hernandez go there too?
Johnny did. Johnny went 5 years before me. I believe in
He's
'87. Yeah, Johnny set the tone and kicked the door open for a bunch of us, right? He gave us permission to leave the west side or the south side and fly to New York. Yeah. And it's not New York City. So you get to New York City.
No. Yeah, right.
And you still have to go 2 hours north on the Hudson River.
Right.
In the middle of nowhere.
Hyde Park.
In Hyde Park, New York. Right. So, the first time I get there, it's like, oh, I'm in New York City. I still got to get on the train. I still got to ride the train up, stop in Croton Harbor, stop in Poughkeepsie, get off the train and go. And then another 30 minutes to school. So, just in the middle of nowhere, in the most beautiful part of the world of the Hudson Valley. It was mind blowing. Yeah. That a kid from the South Side was.
Would it feel like another planet or something? Like.
It felt like a different
another country, maybe not another
different
planet.
reality.
You're like, where am I?
Yeah,
this is not South
And
San Antonio.
I was married, had a child, and I left my wife and child here.
You're kidding.
To pursue a dream. Yeah.
And she was cool with it.
She was pretty good with it.
As good as could be. Well, again, it turned out away.
We're still together, so she's hung out with me.
The moral of the story is it worked out, but I just don't think people realize some of the struggles and everything. And I've had a number of chefs in here before, and just kind of talking about that grind. And on Thanksgiving, we're reminded how many chefs are working as we speak right now.
Yeah, it's amazing. And listen, they're really not working. The hospitality business is about service. Yeah. And it's the same thing with the family members that come in to work for us at Whataburger, work with us at Whataburger. Yeah. It is a desire to serve. It is a desire to offer, goodness 24/7. Yeah. That's what Whataburger is to us.
It's interesting. I had Jason Dady in here the other day, and we were talking about he's got obviously some upscale restaurants in town and everything, and the food, is the food. Right. But we were just talking about the fact that it doesn't matter how good the food is, that if the experience in the restaurant is not a good one, and if something's wrong, he wants to hear about it.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing with us, right? Like you go to a restaurant,
even in a fast food,
you go to Whataburger, and we have a check back tray. We have a check back tray to give you your ketchup and your napkins and your spicy ketchup. Right. But we also do it to touch you in a way like we're here to serve you. We're going to go grab your drink if you need a refill. Yeah. We're going to give you napkins. We're going to make you feel welcome. Yeah. We're going to show hospitality.
And that's the really, family member that walks around with the tray with everything. Would you like ketchup?
Exactly.
That's what that is.
And that's that is the most important part of our existence. Yeah. Not just giving you a burger out the window. Right. It is offering you substance and food and flavor and delicious experience. Okay. And we've got thousands of family members out there on Thanksgiving. Yeah. I'm grateful that's what they do.
They're hustling
to give me a chance to do this for a
living. They're hustling as we speak. All right, we have more to get to here. We're just getting underway with Chef James Sanchez, the corporate chef, the head man in charge. We're in the Whataburger Guayabera. No less.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll have more here on Pickup Lines coming up. Don't go away.
Up next, so what does it take to create a new menu item at Whataburger? It is certainly a painstaking process. Plus, why Chef James was hanging out with a country music superstar just last week.
All
All right, back here with Chef James Sanchez, a proud South San Antonio product here, the corporate chef at Whataburger. In the most basic terms, I'm trying to visualize.
Yeah.
You're not wearing the chef hat. You're not in a kitchen somewhere. Or what does corporate chef entail at a Whataburger?
We do have a kitchen. We have a test kitchen here. We have an innovation center. It has every piece of equipment that every Whataburger has, and we're essentially what we're doing is we're creating, curating an idea and a group of ideas,
Right.
That we believe have a place in our menu, either in a limited time offer.
Yeah.
You call them LTOs.
LTOs.
ATF, all time favorite.
Okay.
Core menu item.
Yeah.
Some sort of beverage innovation. We're looking and we're innovating. We're essentially creating a product brief of a dream idea. Some of us come up with these ideas and they say, hey, you know what we're missing? We're missing some sort of steak burger. And we'll come up with a concept.
Yeah.
Tangy steak sauce. Smoky, tangy steak sauce.
But I have read the timeline, the work that goes into, you put the Whata wings out or you put the Dr. Pepper shake out or whatever. It can take multiple years.
Yeah, some stuff takes 2 years, some takes 3 years, some takes, some of it is we're iterating, right? We're making it, we're shelving it because it's not there yet. And we're kind of pausing just because sometimes you get brain fog from working on the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's average, it's 18 months to 24 months.
You did, was it the banana pudding shake? You did, a dozen iterations of it, and you were close, but you didn't quite, were looking for nostalgia and everything.
Graham flavor.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. And that was just 12 times.
Yeah.
And others have probably taken longer.
26 versions of sauce X.
Gosh.
You're iterating the sauce, and then you're making the build, you're assembling the burger. And does it resonate as the most spectacular burger? Because Harmon, our founder,
right?
And one time he's like, I'm gonna create a burger that's so big, I'm gonna need two hands if you're gonna say, what a burger.
What a burger.
And so every time we're innovating, every time we're making something, that's the quest.
Yeah.
If I was sitting next to Harmon right now,
right,
could I look at Harmon in the eyes and justify all the really great things that I make, our team makes?
Yeah.
And would he be proud of it?
Yeah.
And that's between Harmon and our family members and our guests.
Right. Well, last week you were at the CMAs, which aired on KSAT 12, and I heard you had a pretty cool gig over there. And was it Nashville?
We were in Nashville. Yeah, we did an activation downtown for a post CMA party. So we, had a bunch of post, musicians come and hang out.
Rubbing elbows with some of the stars.
We have
there.
a few folks that we're really good friends with from Nashville.
Yeah.
We've got an influencer that's she may or may not have won something, big.
She may or may not have hosted the awards. Exactly.
So we're associated with her. We've become friendly, Whataburger and myself. So we have a really good time.
The brand is celebrating, is it 75 years?
75 years, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Is it 2025?
2025, August 8th was our 75th.
So we did not too long ago.
Yeah.
And not everybody can say that they've made it 3/4 of a century.
We have a huge legacy of great family members, and the family steered us the right way and has given us a good foundation to move on for the next years.
Is a typical day? What does it look like? I mean, because are you bouncing around to different stores? You mentioned you're here, but are you in a kitchen like a mad scientist?
Yeah, we have a kitchen that we hang out in, and then we have an office area. We have a white space that we sit around a bunch of dry erase boards, and we're sitting there throwing ideas it's like darts on the board, and then we go into the kitchen and make things. Some part of it is scientific, some part of it is culinary. We sit in the test kitchen. We come to the main. It's off to the side, but we come to the main building and collaborate with. We have a weekly menu meeting where stakeholders from every department come, and I give them the update on what I'm working on and what's in the future every week. And my job is to continue to move the pipeline of the products through the process and get it going. So cooking almost every week, twice a week.
So as we speak, you're working on something.
I'm working on a lot of things. I'm working on some cool stuff.
And you're not at liberty to discuss?
We do some great burgers. We have a ton of. We also for a burger chain, we do a lot of chicken business. We sell a ton of chicken strips.
Chicken
strips.
tenders.
Yeah, they're tenders. They're real tenderloins.
Yeah.
They're proprietary breaded just for us. But we've got some, ideas of what we're going to do in the near future with our whole chicken category. So that's
interesting.
I think in the middle of the year, you have to come back.
I will. I'll have to test. I'll have to be a tester.
We'll have to give you
But how tricky is that when the name is literally of the company is Whataburger, and I'm sure you've run into cases where brands try to get a little too fancy or they get too removed from the iconic staple and then they get in trouble.
Yeah, we still sell a ton of burgers. Our burger is our burger, right? Our number one does its business. Our patty melt is amazing.
Right. Yeah.
Our all-time favorites, our limited time offers. People are waiting for those things.
Yeah.
But then once in a while, like our current limited time offer is the Buffalo Ranch chicken strip.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm licking my lips right now. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
that's a very popular product, and when we don't run it, when we don't drop it into the menu, we hear from our guests. They're like, "Hey, where is that?" It is a chicken dish, right?
It's a chicken. Yeah,
it's chicken tenders,
Interesting.
bathed in buffalo and bathed in ranch.
Yeah,
and it's amazing.
Yeah.
So we have to balance. We have to offer. There's a lot of folks that love burgers. There might be some folks in the car sometimes.
Sure.
The no vote, the wife vote that she or may not. Or there's certain folks that just maybe they like chicken. So
that's an excellent point.
So we innovate just as equally in the burger business and the beverage business, the shake business, and the chicken.
Well, I was going to say, because the shakes, you've added to the shake menu. I know coffees are a thing now with you guys, and
water fresher,
and the refreshers and everything. Yeah. And I'm told, I have it on good authority, we might have something shortly in the car here.
I'm getting thirsty.
Goodness, yeah, what's happening over here? Oh, well, that's a good time to take a break here. We'll step aside one more time. Chef James Sanchez, the corporate chef at Whataburger. We'll come right back here on this Thanksgiving Day edition of Pickup Lines. Don't go away. Coming up, a toast to 75 years of Whataburger with one of the newest items on the menu, plus what's in store for the future of the company's 1,100 plus locations across the country. All right, final few minutes here with Chef James Sanchez of Whataburger. We've added a friend here because I was saying, I think you got the burgers and the chicken down pat, but I got to give, Whataburger credit for the guayaberas, the swag.
A lot of swag.
You've added a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, we do pretty well. We've got a team of folks. This is available on Whataburger.com, Whatastore.com, I believe.
Yeah.
A lot of holiday stuff. There's all kinds of fun stuff.
Okay. Well, we'll
Caps,
toast.
Gears.
Yes, we will. And we're going to toast to the holidays because we've added this as well. So
cheers.
First of all, cheers to you. And what is this here?
This is a frosted berry water fresher. It's blackberry. There's some blueberry bursties in there. There's a little soft cream on top.
I like that. Oh, it's got a little kick. Full disclosure, it's the first time I've tried it.
It's pretty delicious.
And I like it. It is pretty. So you came up with this?
We did. Yeah, we came up.
Your team.
It is a lemonade base, and then we have blackberry flavor, blueberry bursties. It's supposed to be like this holiday, celebration, and
I get it.
It's pretty delicious.
No, it is really good.
Yeah, We had the blackberry on the shelf, and then somebody asked for somebody in leadership. One of the main guys or gals is like, "Hey, what are we doing for the holidays?" So we pulled this off and we dressed it up.
It's got the color and everything too.
And it looks amazing. And our guests love it. Our family members think it's amazing. So that's what our job is, to inspire our guests to come see us. We listen to our guests. We listen to our family members.
Yeah.
What they're asking us for, we're chasing.
But I think it's great and almost fitting that, a San Antonio-based chain, an iconic brand like this has to have a corporate chef from San Antonio.
It has to be from the South Side too.
And the South Side.
You got to have somebody from the South Side,
Yeah.
No, San Antonio is a big thing. It is we are a Texas brand. We have 1,200 restaurants, 17 states. The majority of our restaurants are in Texas. There's 900.
But the reach is, to be clear, the reach is it's expanding.
17 states, yeah. So we're all the way out to North Carolinas, and so we're out there, but it's still very centralized Texas flavors.
Yeah.
And we're doubling down on
that. That's not going to change it. I think there would be a riot if that changed. People are very territorial and possessive about their Whataburger.
For sure.
Pleasure to visit with you. It's just so thrilled to finally meet you. And
thank you so much.
Obviously been a fan for a long time. Had no idea that you were the man behind a lot of these things that we eat and enjoy. And
thank you.
Who among us hasn't probably partaken in a Whataburger over the years? So all the best to you and your family.
Thank you so much, man.
There he is, Chef James Sanchez from the South Side of San Antonio. Not doing too bad here along 281 at the Whataburger headquarters. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right. There's another episode of Pickup Lines. We'll be back again very soon. Thanks so much for watching. Happy holidays to you and yours, and we'll see you next time. I'm Ernie Zuniga. Bye for now.